is enough said.
Happy Taco Tuesday, Heat Nation. Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Would really appreciate it if you guys could like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's get ready to rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Guys, sorry I haven't posted in the last couple of days. Hope you haven't missed me too much. Fortunately, my girls came down with the sickness. I caught it too, as I'm sure you can tell. Feeling a little better, still a little winded and stuff like that, but we're pushing forward. Also because, there hasn't really been a lot to talk about. Things are really dead. We're coming close to training camp. Preseason starts in a couple weeks, so I'm feeling excited. But right before preseason starts, y'all, we got some breaking news to give you guys, because it was announced yesterday that the Miami Heat have signed Nassir Little. Now, for those of y'all that don't remember, I actually posted a video a couple weeks ago about this, talking about that Nassir Little is actually going to be a nice little fit for the Heat. Can be a nice little fit for the Heat. Now that he's signed, I think it's a great thing. Now, we've reached an agreement on a one-year deal. It was reported by multiple people, Chris Haynes, Anthony Chang, the whole 9 yards. One thing that Anthony Chang did mention, I want to talk to you guys about, because I've said this before, the Heat can't really bring on another player because you're about under $2 million under the second apron tax level. But you can wiggle and finesse a little move. The Heat were able to do that. The contract, however, the guarantees are structured. It's a non-guaranteed deal. This won't take the Heat above the second apron when it's signed, according to a source. Obviously, if Little is kept on the roster the entire season and no other salary is shed, that changes. What does that mean? The Heat keep Nassir Little throughout the whole season and don't make a trade or a cut, they will go above the second apron. So that signing tells me that there may be a trade in the works during the regular season. Will it happen? Won't it happen? It's yet to be seen. But the Heat have given themselves flexibility in order to make a deal. But let's go back to Nassir Little, you guys, because when you look at his numbers, it doesn't really stand out. Last season with the Phoenix Suns, he averaged about 3.4 points a game. He averaged about 2 rebounds, 30% from the three-point line on 1.5 attempts, 85% from the free throw line. His numbers don't really stand out. I will say this. He's a Heat culture player. He is. Because he's defensive-minded. He can hit the three-point shot, and he can guard multiple positions, and he's a wing player. I said this even the last video that I cut with Nassir Little. Why do you sign a guy like that? For a couple reasons. One, to give a competitive nature in training camp. He's a 5-year veteran. He's going to play for a spot. But also because when it's December, January, we know that guys aren't going to play. We're an older roster. You got guys like Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love. You got to monitor and watch minutes. Terry Rozier just turned 30. Duncan Robinson's turning 30 or just turned 30. So you have players that you're going to need to monitor their time during the season. The great thing is the Heat have a lot of young players on this roster. This roster is a mix between veterans and younger players. But also you bring a guy like Nassir Little because in December, January, when you have multiple players out, which, come on, this is the Miami Heat. We know that's going to happen. You're going to have guys like Nassir Little step up, Kashad Johnson, Josh Christopher, Pell Larson, Kalel Ware. They're going to take their opportunities to shine when players are out. Now, in Nassir Little's career, you guys, I think his career numbers are Heat culture-esque. 5.5 points a game, 33% from the three-point line, 3 rebounds a game. He's 6'6" with a 7'1" wingspan. Very, very similar to Haywood Highsmith. He is very similar to Haywood. Their games are very similar. Haywood's a lot better. But it's like I said, injuries may occur. You need a guy like this that's going to give you veteran presence. I think he's going to go great. I think it's also good because he's a lengthy player. He can guard multiple positions. This is a guy that you want out there helping your team, especially during the nitty-gritty time. Is this a player that we're talking about that's going to help the Miami Heat win a championship? Possibly not. However, this could be a diamond story. Look at guys like Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent. These were guys that were just thrown out there, that were just given up on. Caleb Martin wasn't being called upon from any teams. He got called by us because of a connection he had with J. Cole, the rapper. Brought him back, and look at where Caleb's at now. If there's any team that can take nothing and turn it into something, it's the Miami Heat. But don't think that we do that with every player. RJ Hampton, that was a project that we thought we could fix, didn't turn out so well. So this is basically a project player. You're taking him in, you're seeing what he can do, and seeing how he benefits you. Training camp's going to be very interesting. It's a standard contract, so I think he's going to stay with the team unless he does really bad, because it's non-guaranteed. You can cut him and lose, cut him for nothing, which is fine. So I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. What do you think about this Nassir Little signing? Do you think it's good for the Miami Heat? Do you think he's going to help us, or do you not care? Let me know in the comments your thoughts, you guys. So sorry, I wanted to give you guys more energy, but I am still under the weather, fighting through this, y'all. It's that time of the year where the summer's come and gone. My kids go to school with other kids, so buckets of diseases are being passed around, y'all. So I appreciate the continued support. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel as we're pushing for 5,000 subscribers. And until next time, your boy Ernest out, and that's enough said. Yeah, buddy. Let's go.